Hello and welcome back again to our YouTube channel. Today I had actually a different plan. I wanted to show you a couple of flow exercises, but my right hip decided to be a little bit stiff and tight. So that's why I'm going to use this possibility to just go through a couple of exercises I do when my hip or hips are tight. Let's get ready. Before we start, just a little reminder, if you feel like any stretch is uncomfortable, you stop breathing, or this muscle have the tendency you're stretching get a little bit tight or a little bit uncomfortable. These are two indicators for too big of a stretch. So just I want you to be careful with yourself. Follow me if it feels like okay for your body. Everyone is different. If you can't do the exercise, that's also totally fine. I'm going through a couple of options. Anyway, today I have to be gentle because my right hip is not happy with me today. That's also happens. Good. You're gonna lie on your back and you're gonna pull with your hands your knee or your thigh, your leg towards you, and try to release your hip. You can also go with your other hand to your hip flexor and try to release it, because I would like you to give your right leg total control, or your arms are having total control over your leg. So you kind of only hold it with your hands. And from here, we're just gonna open the leg slightly to the side, bring it back and cross it over just gently. And you just move it again to the right and bring it back. You can connect your breathing, inhale going open and exhale crossing over. We come back to this exercise a little bit bigger, but just stay small. So your right part of your glute muscles is still on your mat. And of course you can play around and do it a little bigger. Yes, and then you just pull a little bit more towards you and release it. Use your hands. Your leg is having a pause right now. It's just I'm moving my knee closer to my chest and release it. I'm trying to make it a little bit bigger, as much as you can, just you can see it. If it makes no sense, I hope it makes sense. Good. Then for me, let's do circles. So really, sometimes I'm also pressing my leg gently in my hands. Little circles, so the head of your femur, your upper bone, or yes, is circling in your hip joint. Okay, then we do it in the opposite direction. Here, just circle. Easy, simple. You decide how big your circle is. And again, another reminder, don't forget to breathe. You can inhale, exhale, bringing your circle back. Good. Now we're going to hold your knee with your right hand and open your left arm to the side. So you're a little as counterweight, because you're holding your leg again with your right hand, and you open your leg to the side as much as you can. If your knee is not all the way up, I have to actually bring it a little bit lower, because my hip is just telling me that's not what I want to do. Just open it. So you move your knee, your leg with your leg, and you bring it, sorry, not with your leg, with your hand. So you open, let it fall in your hand, and your hand is gently pressing the knee back. And you stay within your range of motion, open and back. And maybe if you want, you can test it, make it a little bit bigger with each repetition. And back. I'm just gonna go a little bit more. I need a little bit more time just to see how my hip is reacting here. I could go a little bit more. And yes, that was nice. It allowed me to do a little bit more. Now, change your hand. Left hand is on your right knee, right arm is open to the side. And you're gonna bring it over. And again, your knee doesn't have to be super close to your chest. Can be also here in this way. This is the maximum I can do right now. And then you come back. It's a little bit spine mobilization also at the same time. Stretching for your right glute muscles. And again, you just open or close, overcross your leg as much as it feels comfortable to you. And one last time. And Yes. Then I'm gently guiding my leg back because I don't want to let the hip flexor work too much. And then you relax it here. And I have the feeling now when I relax my leg that my right hip is a little bit lower than the other one. And of course, I don't want you to go home or the rest of the day having little issues with walking in the same direction. That's why we go over to the other side. You're going to bring your leg towards you and let it rest in your hands. What we did first, we just open a little bit and close it or cross it over. A little bit open and cross. You can start with the small movement and then you can make it bigger, but still keep your glute muscles, your left ones, on the mat. We come to this part in a second. Good. And then we had a little bit pull your knee into your chest and release it. Also again here, work with your breathing so you feel that you're relaxed and not holding your breath. It wouldn't be so nice for right now. Then from here, circle your leg, but make sure you circle your leg with the power of your arms. So your leg is resting in your hands. And let's do the circle the opposite direction. And then hold your left knee with your left hand, open your right arm to the side, and then you open your knee, and then you bring it back. Let your arm, your hand guide your leg, and I let my leg fall into my hands. When I open, I push it back with my hands. So you give a little bit of resistance when you open your leg, and you push it back with your hand when you bring it back to your starting position. And then again, and last time. Then let's switch our hands. Right hand on your knee, left arm is open, then you cross. And you bring it back. You can start again like all the other times with this small movement. But with each repetition you can try cross it more. And then let's go one last time. Good. Then you can hold this knee with both hands and you can try using this one coming up to a seated position. I'm going to go a little bit sideways so you can see it better. From here, take your right leg and bring it onto your left knee. And here's the decision. You can bring your left foot closer to you or a little further away from you. That's totally your choice. From here, I like it a little bit closer. I'm pressing myself here. So you hold, having a little stretch here, and you sit down. If that feels uncomfortable for your knee, put your left leg further away from you. Don't forget to breathe. It's a nice stretch for your hip flexor. Sorry, no hip flexor, for your glute muscles. Actually, the hip flexor isn't working right now. It's totally relaxed. Good. Then, let's go over to the other side. Here. You might feel a difference in between the right and the left side. That's okay. I'm just sometimes moving a little bit around just to make sure that I'm not holding my breath, that I'm not tensing up. That's my way. And good. Then from here, we go into a lunge stretch. And let's start today. Fourth position is our starting. And then let's start. Left leg is front. And here are different options. First of all, you transfer your weight onto your front leg. And you can either have your hands right next to you, or you can have them also here on top of your knee. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm slowly, you see my hip flexor here on this side. Maybe I go to the other side so you can see one. It's a little bit not really happy with me today. I don't know why, but I'm trying to work on it. So I really have to concentrate letting this tension go. Sometimes with the hip flexors, if we're stretching it too much, it also gets maybe a little bit more angry. So that's why I'm going a little bit back. Release it, and then just let the muscle know it's okay. You can release. Sometimes they're in this little bit fighting mode, a little bit tensed up. Is it actually a word, the tensed up? Maybe you can write it in the comments if it's a word or not. And yes, go back. And just maybe with each time release, or just follow what your hip flexor is telling you. I can go a little bit more. And just hold it here, don't forget to breathe. And then I go back. Of course you can hold it, it's just what works for me. You don't have to follow me, you just can also stay there. And I go front again. I'm just trying to listen what my hip needs right now. And let's go back. Let's go to the other side. And we're going to turn around. You can, of course, stay there on the side. We had our left foot. Now we're going to bring your right foot front. And you can do the same thing again here. Then I'm just trying to find my stretch here. So again, this is the exercise they help me the most. It doesn't mean that it has to work for you. Yes, I'm going a little bit back and front, because I also have to be careful. This my right hip is the tight one today, that is just also staying relaxed and allowing me here that I can go into this one. That's why I put my little hand in here, just you can see it in here, my finger, to just see if it's relaxed. And just going a little bit back and forth. Now I probably have to do this for the next couple of weeks a little bit more often. It's a great reminder also for me. And then let's take your right. I'm just going to turn towards you. We go back into the all fours position. We're going to take your right knee in between your hands or close to your hands. Then you bring your foot to the side. And you're slowly sliding down. I go back sideways. As you can see that we're slowly sliding down into your pigeon stretch. If this stretch is not for you, you can go to the one from before with your foot on your knee, or stay there for 1 second. I'm going to show you. You can also lie back down and you bring your foot on top and do that, or just stay here and press. Also an option. But I like this one for me right now. Yes. And if you feel like in this video that you want to talk about one stretch, one movement a little bit more, just let me know. Yeah, you can also go down into your forearms. I like moving a little bit side to side, front and back. This is how I like to do that. Good. Then let's move over to the other side. Left knee in between. Put your foot to the side towards your right hand and slowly slide back, sinking down either with your long arms or on your forearms. You see there's so many different kind of options. And again, don't forget to breathe. Always helps. It's important. And let's move on to our last stretch. Is going to be the inner thighs, I think this exercise called a straddle stretch. So you open your legs to the side. You don't have to open your legs as much as I do. If you feel already a big stretch here on the inner thighs, then either close your legs or just bring your hands here behind you and just sit straight and hold the stretch. If you feel like that's too much for you today, again, close your legs, or you can do the next step would be bring your hands front and slowly rest your upper body and let gravitation do its job. And I constantly have to think of my right hip, because that's the one which is tight, and that's the one where I have to relax, because it wants to go back into work. But you know sometimes how that is when you come back to work, it's hard going into your relax mode. And sometimes I have the feeling that's the same thing with the muscles. Sometimes it works relatively fast, and sometimes they just work. They want to just hold the tension. Good. Then from here, let's come up. Either when you're here, you can also bring your hands a little bit there and bring your upper body front. And I would like to go a little bit more. You can bring your hands towards your feet, long arms, your choice. And maybe if you would like to, you can bring your nose towards your knee. And let's move over to the other side and stretch the other side. I know even though you go with your upper body to your right leg, you feel a bigger stretch in the other inner thigh. And then let's come back and close these legs. Try to find a comfortable seated position. Then stay there if it feels nice for you. Find a comfortable position. Open your arms to the side. Just a little finisher. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, lower your arms down. 2 more times. And down. 1 last time. Big inhale, lift your arms. And exhale, down. Good. That's it for the hip mobility, hip stretch for today. As I said before, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. We are always looking forward to answer questions. And I'm going to say thank you for joining me today. And I'm going to wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.